Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Down to Hang Out FM, the podcast where you can hang out. I'm your host, MAALIK, and I got a great movie review for you guys today. DCU is new, it's here, it's gonna be here for a long time because Superman, James Gunn's this is his first movie to the DCU, and it starts off with a bang. I'm really enjoyed this movie. David Corenswet's performance as Superman is top notch. Now, I need to see at least 2 more movies of him to really see where he stands on my Superman, actors. But he's automatically better than Dean Cain. Let's just get that out of the way. Automatically, he's better than Dean Cain. Let's just get that out of the way. Let's just get that out of the way. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you didn't like Guardians 2, if you didn't like Peacemaker, if you didn't like the Suicide Squad, I'm going to be honest. You're not going to like this movie. It's James Gunn. It's his thing to the max. It's kind of like Zack Snyder with the Sucker Punch and Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and obviously the notorious Snyder Cut. If you're not going to like those movies, you're probably not going to like any other things that Zack Snyder does. That's how you're gonna feel with James Gunn. If you don't like those movies, you're not gonna like this movie. It's very campy. It's very James Gunn comedic. Actually, as a matter of fact, the comedy is toned down a lot in this movie. I'm gonna be honest with you. The comedy is toned down a little bit. But it's still the James Gunn comedy. My theater, it laughed at a couple of jokes, and it didn't laugh at a couple of jokes. It was definitely a hit or miss when it came to certain parts of the movie. There was definitely one joke that they made fun of Guy Gardner's bowl haircut. That one got a lot of laugh. Lois Lane made fun of his haircut, and then the whole theater busted up laughing. That was definitely one of the jokes. That was the funniest jokes in the movie. And then Crypto obviously has some funny moments as well, even though obviously he can't deliver lines because he's a dog. Crypto's an asshole, okay? Crypto during this whole movie, there's a reason why he's like that, because in this movie, in the comics, Crypto is Superman's dog, but here it's Supergirl's dog. And they have a relationship that she's one of those dog owners that let their dog do anything. She's one of those dog owners that don't put their dog on a leash and just let them go crazy. That's the type of dog owner she is. That's the reason why Crypto is pretty much an asshole, because she allows that Crypto to get away with behavior. He tears the Fortress of Solitude up. Like everything is cracked, everything's destroyed. Especially, I think that was in the first 10 minutes. We see Crypto and Superman. He goes in to do that scene where Superman gets the rays from the yellow sun, and that was the big whole controversy and whatnot. And then he turns, and Superman is on his way out to go fight again, and then he notices that the Fortress of Solitude is completely destroyed. He's like, whoa, what happened? And then Crypto. Crypto is destroying everything. And Crypto also has some good fight scenes as well. Don't get it twisted. Crypto was hurting people. He hurt when he hurt their engineer. Oh my goodness, that was a good fight scene. Crypto had some good fight scenes. Crypto also had some good fight scenes later towards the end of the movie. I really enjoyed Crypto's character. Rachel Brosnahan is also good in this movie. She was very stellar in this movie, as well as Lois Lane. She brought sharp intelligence and real emotion and something grounded to the story. I really loved her performance as Lois Lane. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Oh my goodness. Nicholas Hoult, he is the man when it comes to playing Lex. He is very calculating. Actually, matter of fact, I never seen Lex Luthor have a one-up on Superman this whole movie. He had 90% of the movie. Lex Luthor had the drop on Superman every step of the way, because he controls Ultraman, and then he obviously brains over bronze, and he's doing all these computer Mortal Kombat moves. He's telling the people on the computer which moves to do on Superman because he's calculating and he's seen Superman fight before and he knows what he's going to do. And he has the step. He has that. He's the step ahead. He's a step ahead over Superman the whole movie. Like, it's literally like 90% of the movie Lex Luthor has the drop on him. It was really, like, it wasn't cartoonish, but it wasn't Man of Steel Lex Luthor with the candy and whatnot. He was dark, and he had ambition, but and it was control rage. Like Superman says, you have an ego. He's like, yeah, duh, of course I'm an ego. I'm Lex Luthor. Like he really makes it a point. And yes, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I was actually sold because I seen him do. Obviously, he played Beast in the X-Men First Class. That's when I first saw him, and I loved him as Beast. And I just saw him grow as an actor. As a matter of fact, in those X-Men movies, Nicholas Hoult was continuously the best thing about those movies. Like, everybody else didn't really care, Jennifer Lawrence, obviously she didn't really care that much towards the end. Nicholas Hoult was the only one that kept his performance going good the whole franchise. So I knew Nicholas Hoult was going to be good. As a matter of fact, I want to get back to David Cornsweet, because David Cornsweet as Superman and Clark Kent was the best things that I've enjoyed about this movie. David Cornsweet brings warmth and sincerity to Clark Kent. His Superman feels like someone who genuinely cares, not just a symbol of power. Because that was missing from Henry Cavill's Superman. Henry Cavill, I liked Superman, and as a matter of fact, I still want him to play Wolverine. I want Henry Cavill to play Wolverine. Hashtag in the comment section, Cavill-Ream. Cavill-Ream. I want that. I really want Henry Cavill to get a do-over when it comes to these superhero movies. But David Cornsweet, oh my God, he just, everything about him, buildings crumbling, like debris falling, and he goes out of his way to, like stop everything. Like when they punch him, when he's fighting that kaiju and he punches him, he flies behind the kaiju so it won't, fall on a building. Like that whole fight between that kaiju, you guys seen in the trailers, he's saving squirrels, he's saving people, he's saving dogs. Like he's doing everything in his power to save people. And I think that was missing, because we all know that iconic scene where, Superman, Henry Cavill's Superman was aura farming with when he jumps over the tank and then there's a whole block of people just die for no reason. I mean, it's things like that. And that's just, it's not Henry Cavill's fault. That's just Zack Snyder's. I want that beautiful picture. That's what it comes down to. Because David Cornsweet's so good. I was thinking about who else could he play when it comes to fiction, and I was like, man, you know what? He would make a good Cyclops. He will also make a good, because Superman is a Boy Scout, and Cyclops is also that Boy Scout. And the more pictures I see of him, I'm like, yeah, this guy, he will make a good Cyclops. And then the more I looked at him, I was saying, you know what? He can also be a good James Bond. I would not be surprised when the next James Bond, when the acting, when the list comes out of actors who could possibly play James Bond, I would not be surprised if David Cornsweet's name was on there. I would, because he's really that good. He showed range in this movie, guys, and he was probably I was really high on David Cornsweet when he first got announced. I was like, wow, this guy, not because he looks like a younger, Henry Cavill, but he looks like the jawline is immaculate. Okay, let's just be honest. That jawline he has a nice sharp square jawline, and he looks the part, and he played the part, and he was the best thing about this movie. What makes Superman shine in this movie is his humanity. Like everything is about his humanity. Like he's so protective of humans. Like he has relationships with these people. Like these people aren't afraid to give him a hug. Like he's not afraid to give them a hug. Like, he gives a grieving man a hug. When he defeats the kaiju, he gives the children hugs, and like, he's just all about humanity. And I think that's what was missing from those Man of Steel movies, was the humanity of everything. Even though there was spectacle with everything from the big fights, the breathtaking fight scenes, the visual effects, those quieter moments between him and Lois, the quieter moments even with him and Lex, when Superman is trying to explain his immunity to Lex Luthor, those are resonant, and those are what makes this movie a big thing for me, because that's what Superman's all about. Yes, he's Superman. He's gonna punch. He's the strongest superhero ever created. But what makes Superman is his humanity. And James Gunn got that factor down packed, because he made us feel for a raccoon and a talking tree. If he can make us feel for those characters, I didn't think nothing less when James Gunn was going to make the Superman and make us feel the humanity that Superman brings. We have a long history with James Gunn, back in the day when we first saw him direct, or when most of us saw him direct. We saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1. And I really, truly appreciated what he did with those characters, because he made them different for what they were in the comics, but in a way made them better. Then you get to Volume 2, and then, I like that movie more than most people did, but could it have been better? Yes. And then obviously something happens, he gets fired and whatnot. Then obviously the pandemic happens, but then he does something with the Suicide Squad. And I love the Suicide Squad, especially when you compare it to David Ayer's Suicide Squad. And then he comes back, does Volume 3, in the holiday special. I didn't like the holiday special that much because it was getting in the way. I felt it was getting in the way of Volume 3. I really wanted to see Volume 3. And then we get to see Volume 3, and it is a completely different tone. It's more serious, it's more, oh my goodness. It was just better. You know what I'm saying? And he made us feel for more animals, you know what I'm saying? Like the otter and the walrus, and the rabbit. He made us feel, he made us feel for these characters. Characters that you wouldn't, characters you think you wouldn't feel for. And then he comes and does the Peacemaker, and then it's Peacemaker, obviously the spinoff of the Suicide Squad. And then I like that as well, and I can't wait for season 2. But James Gunn, man, you did your thing with this movie. I give this movie a 10 out of 10 just because it was cinematic breath of fresh air that we've been waiting for when it comes to Superman. This movie, it gave us hope, heart, and heroic compassion. This you did your thing on this, and I can't really, I can't wait for what else you have. You just made us feel for Superman again. He's saving the city, and then while he's saving the city, he's saving squirrels, simultaneously doing both of those things. You gave us a breath of fresh air with this character. It was a triumph return of everything that character meant to people. And again, it was a film of heart and hope, and this straight up goodness, kind-heartedness. And I just want to say thank you, James Gunn. Now, with that being said, we would like to thank you guys for coming down to Down to Hangout FM, the podcast where you can hang out. I'm your host, MAALIK, and we would like to thank you guys. Whether it's 400 views, 200 views, 60 views, we do not care. We want, we understand that we have been falling off with content. We understand that we haven't been pushing out enough content as possible. But for the people that do watch, the people who do come by, the people who do leave comments, the people who do like the videos, we really appreciate you guys. And trust me, we're gonna be pushing out more content more than ever, because the movies are coming. The movies are coming in. So we're gonna be on top of those things. And Dante's gonna be on top of his stuff. and it's just, gaming wise, I'm gonna be on Twitch more. We're gonna be on top of it. So trust me, we're gonna be on top of it. And for the people who stick by us, we thank you, and we really do appreciate you. All right, remember, peace and love.